everybody, welcome back to a new video. My name is Melanie Josephine and today we're talking about decisions. Decisions is actually such an exciting topic, even though I know a lot of the time we make it into something really hard. But today we're talking about how we can make decision making easier, so stay tuned. So first of all, I want to say that we often have this idea in our mind that there's all these decisions to choose from, and we must pick the one decision that will be the right decision for us. And while I completely get where you're coming from, and I also have been there, it really makes our life so much harder, because life is not about just picking all of the right decisions and just living that perfect life where nothing ever goes wrong, because in all of our life things go wrong. I mean, I'm sure you have never met anybody in your life where somebody had this perfect life and nothing ever went wrong, and if they say they did, they're probably lying. So it's not so much that there is that perfect decision, it's just that you need to make a decision to move forward, to see if this is right for you, or if you need to change your course and move towards another decision. It's all about making decisions, moving forward, making decisions. It doesn't stop. But if you stop, if you keep all of these decisions that you need to make in your mind and you're not actually making them, it's almost like that computer that doesn't shut down. You have all these windows open and they're just there taking up your energy, but you're not actually making a decision and closing them down. So it is all taking up from your energy, slowing you down, making you feel tired, making you feel stressed and overwhelmed. All of these things that don't serve us. So to be a good decision maker, you need to make peace with the fact that whatever decision you make will be the right decision, and you just make it, and if it doesn't feel right in the end of the day, you revert. And I know that for some decisions that's easier than for others, but let's talk about big decisions. Let's say you need to pick a college for yourself. The best you can do for yourself before you actually make a decision is to think about, what do I need to know before I can make this decision? What research do I need to make? What do I need to know about the geographics, about the prices, just think to yourself, any information that I need for this decision, let me just get that as soon as possible so that I can make my decision as soon as possible. So the way I usually do it, I get all the information I need, and then I look through all the information I have. If it's a big decision, maybe I give myself a couple of days to sleep on it, to see how I feel about it, to speak to very few people. This is another piece of advice actually. Don't go and ask everyone's opinion, because you're living your life and they don't know what's right for you. They don't know how you're going to feel when you make that decision, when you follow through. That's the thing when it comes to decision making. You are always the one needing to follow through. And this is also something that I've learned when it comes to relationships, that people are always very quick to give you relationship advice, and it's very nice that they want to and they want to help, but in the end of the day, they don't know your relationship the way that you do, and they also don't need to follow through on the consequences of their advice. So that's what you need to think about, that whatever advice they're giving you, for whatever decision you need to make, if you make that decision just because they think it's right for you, you are the one who needs to follow through and also have the consequences, not them. So when it comes to decision making, I think very carefully, who do I want to ask for advice? Do I actually need to ask anybody for advice? Or where in the decision-making process does it make sense to ask for advice or opinions? And that's how I do it. I get all my information, I sit down with it, I sleep on it if necessary, and then I make the decision. And then I just follow through. And if it wasn't the right decision, then we're going into another decision-making process to see if we need to make a new decision. So that's kind of how it works. But I want to just briefly mention one more thing. A lot of the time when we don't know what decision to make, this is exactly what we tell ourselves. We say to ourselves, I don't know, I just don't know what decision to make. And that's making it worse, because that is telling our brain that we just don't know. And when we tell our brain that we don't know, we just go into this mode where we do nothing. And it is basically the easiest place to be in, because when you don't know, then you can't act, you can't take any action towards your goals, and it is very, very easy to stay in indecision. And some people do it all the time, but I don't think it's working really well for them. So basically, if you need to make a decision, if you want to make a decision, even if you don't know, you need to start telling your brain, what if I did know? Well, what would I decide if I knew? I know what is the right decision for me. And then the more you tell your brain that you know, and to please come up with a decision that's right for you, because you know it's inside you, you trust it in a guidance, you trust yourself, then you get the ball rolling. And the more you train yourself that way, the more you follow your inner guidance, the more confidence you'll also have, the more trust in yourself you'll also have. So it's all this big cycle that goes, it all kind of works together. I hope that helped, and I gave you some inspiration for making decisions. Go out, make those decisions, close that windows in your mind and give yourself a break and relax and just follow through, and don't think about whether this decision was right or wrong. This is, by the way, something I used to do in the past all the time. Such a time waste, really, because you make a decision, you follow through, don't look back, don't think about whether it was right or wrong. Just follow through, go ahead, make another decision. Please share this video with somebody who needs it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I'll see you next week. Bye!